non-farm payroll data comes in as a disappointment, but unemployment rate falls more than expected to 8.1% from 8.3% last month. Indian markets rally in tandem with the rest of the world on hopes that additional liquidity provided by the European Central Bank will boost appetite for riskier assets. CLS's upgrade of index heavyweight Reliance also helps the sentiment. No fuel price hike for now, says Oil Minister Jayapal Reddy. Oil stocks take a knock on fears that oil marketing companies and their losses will surge. War of words continue as after the monsoon session is washed out. Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh blames the BJP for the loss to the exchequer. BJP hits back, says that nothing is lost compared to the money that the government can earn by reversing coal allocation. Reliance Power tells the Interministerial Panel that it has already started mining in the 2 blocks allotted to them. ArcelorMittal, Hindalco, GDK also deposes before the panel that is reviewing the allocation of the block. Only those telecom companies with a minimum net worth of 2,100 crore rupees will be able to bid for a pan-India license. With just months to go for the 2G spectrum auctions, Telecom Commission set stiff norms for prospective bidders. Raj Thackeray speaks exclusively to Times Now for the first time in 4 years. In an exclusive chat, MNS chief defends his statements on infiltration from Bihar. Good evening and a warm welcome. You're watching Business Express with me, Shelly Chopra. Let's get to Wall Street, where plenty of data points to track. U.S. non-farm payroll data came in. A bit of a disappointment for Wall Street, but unemployment rates slipping more than expected has helped the markets. These markets are seeing a surge in Nasdaq and a positive opening even on the Dow. Let's get you a big perspective on both European markets and Dalal Street. Our 2 correspondents, Kimberly Lim and Aisha Faridi, are right here with a breakup on Europe and, of course, on Dalal Street. Kim, I'll go with you first. Give us the lowdown.
Well, Europe riding high as we head towards the end of the week. Seeing something of a pullback after US jobs data showed jobs growth slowed more than expected in August there. Now, that's a disappointing sign for investors about the state of the US economy, but is encouraging some that the Fed next week will pump more money into the sluggish economy. So still higher numbers broadly this session, really building on the sentiment boost from the ECB's bond buying plan unveiled yesterday. Looking around the market, cyclical sectors are leading the rally. Banks, miners and construction stocks are on the up. Xstrata here in London up more than 7% after commodity trader Glencore raised its offer for the miners to salvage a bid worth about $37 billion that had appeared to be heading south. So it's a big week, and next week investors will be paying close attention to the US Fed meeting and, of course, the ruling by Germany's Constitutional Court on the Eurozone's bailout fund. Analysts say both these events are keeping investors relatively cautious.
A little bit of caution when it comes to some macro data, but Kimberly pointed out markets otherwise doing well, and Dalal Street today must have had one of its best days in recent times with a jump of 2% thanks to the ECB bond buying program. Aisha, run us through the details.
Well, got a good leg up from the global equities this morning and a gap up start at that, and we only built onto those levels to finally close at 53.40 in trade. And it's a long list of nifty gainers. They include the likes of Tata Steel, DLF, ICICI Bank, L&T, JP Associates, Tata Motors, Sterlite Industries, Reliance, Hindalco, BOB, Infi, Bajaj Auto, Axis PNB as well, Unilever, IDFC, Sun Pharma as well as Reliance Infrastructure. A smidge in the red for BPCL. Obviously so, Ranbaxy, Abuja as well as Wipro as well were the marginal underperformers in trade. On the flip side, good gains coming in for the broader markets as well, wherein the gainers included the likes of the entire banking pack. Tata Motors DVR held up very well, IndusInd Bank, OBC, Welspun, and you had JP Power as well, which held up pretty well. So the momentum's intact. Let's see where tomorrow takes us. Remember, we've got trading tomorrow as well, so we'll pick it up again tomorrow. For now, it's back to you in the studio.
So what's really the perspective on the markets are taking in the ECB piece? I'm going to now take it to market men who've got more sense of the road ahead for the Indian markets post this ECB boost, which was a bit short term.
Clearly, the fact that the event happened in that fashion is a big positive both for the European economy as well as clearly markets globally.
Given the fact that there is so much more liquidity that is expected after the bond buying spree that has been announced yesterday, so therefore I think people are taking a proactive stance there that quite a lot of the money would come into India.
ECB's announcement of unlimited bond buying up to 3 years, I think would sort of calm down the nerves in the euro region. So from a standpoint of global markets, things may turn easy based on the liquidity and the risk aversion coming off.
Now to what the markets had been closely watching. The oil marketing companies were looking forward to a price hike in fuel, but that did not come. Yes, there's good news for you and me, at least for now, where the oil minister Jayapal Reddy dashed all hopes of a hike in fuel prices. He says hiking diesel prices requires political consensus, something the government is still grappling with. As a consequence, oil companies are likely to lose around 2 lakh crore rupees this fiscal because they cannot bring in fuel prices to market-linked mechanisms.
There are no immediate proposals in regard to the prices of various oil products, including petrol. We are, of course, facing a tremendous crisis.
That the under-recoveries on diesel have also been increasing very significantly, similarly on SKO and LPG. In the process of consultation, we have to take into consideration various aspects, and if we have not been able to increase the prices, we should be compensated for that.
Now, the comments from the oil minister came as a shock for oil marketing companies, as pointed out there. Away from that, now to coal. It's day 2 of the Interministerial Group's review of the mining progress across captive coal blocks, and the pressure on private steel and power players is intensifying. After all, it is their last chance to explain their stance, else they run the risk of their blocks being taken away. Managements of Reliance Power, Tata Power, Hindalco, DB Power all will make presentations to explain their insufficient mining. Coal Ministry is going to take a final call on coal block cancellation after the Interministerial Group puts out its recommendations by the middle of this month.
We have informed the IMG that the coal production at Mohar Muharram-Lori extension coal blocks has already commenced. We have also told them that coal production has started ahead of schedule. As far as the end-use plant is concerned, we informed them that Sasan is the end-use plant and which is going ahead of schedule.
We had already been given up to 3 to 4 years to get this coal block on track. Clearances with regards to the state for this center, that took us up to 3 years. So if that is the case, how do you get the coal block operational on time?
The major reasons of delay was land acquisition, forest diversion clearances, and there's a moratorium which was imposed for your environment clearances. Then there was a court case on the land acquisitions. So these are some of the issues.
Still ahead, it's a big exclusive here in the network. Times Now manages to get Raj Thackeray in a candid chat. We'll be coming up with that exclusive interview.
मैं इतना ही कह रहा हूँ, जो जितने लोग बाहर से आए, तुम भी तो आसाम से आए हो, तो मैं भी तो माइग्रेंट, हाँ तो मैं वही तो बोल रहा हूँ मैं, लेकिन तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना, जब प्रॉब्लम करोगे तो राज ठाकरे उठेगा ना.
This show brought to you by Emerging Kerala 2012 Global Connect. Skoda, simply clever.
People say I'm impatient. Not true. I just like to get things done fast. That's one reason I never shop online. Then my boss said, try Flipkart. So I did. I ordered a phone. It was a Saturday. The delivery time said 3 days. But I asked them to deliver it earlier because I hate waiting for anything. The customer care person said it's difficult. Frankly, I was disappointed. But when I reached my office on Monday, the smartphone was there. I never thought somebody would take my impatience seriously.
Now tell me, what is the capital?
Now I don't shop anymore. I just Flipkart it.
Why do I trust BMA Wealth Creators? Simple. superior research, superior networking, superior service. Really simple.
Sitting on a cash pile of $4 billion, Infosys may be closing in on a European IT consulting firm for a possible acquisition. No fuel price hike for now, says Oil Minister Jayapal Reddy, even as the oil marketing company's losses nudges 2 lakh crore rupees. Telecom Commission sets stiff norms for prospective bidders. Telcos with a minimum net worth of 2,100 crore rupees will be able to bid for a pan-India license. All this and more on Business Tonight at 9.
War awards continue after the monsoon session is over. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh blames BJP for loss to the exchequer. The BJP hits back, saying the loss is nothing compared to the money lost in the coal scam. Reliance Power tells Interministerial Panel that it has already started mining in the 2 coal blocks allotted to them. Hindalco, ArcelorMittal, GVK also deposed before the panel, but the final decision will be awaited. Those telecom companies with a minimum net worth of 2,100 crores are the only ones that will be allowed to bid for a pan-India license. With just months to go for the 2G spectrum auctions, Telecom Commission sets stiff norms. A political lead today is the fact that the monsoon session of the parliament is over and has been a complete washout, thanks to the bitter standoff between the ruling UPA and the BJP. Prime Minister Manmohan Singh today slammed the BJP, accusing it of negating democracy by not allowing houses to function over the coal block allocation issue.
The opposition chose not to take advantage of the settled institutional practices dealing with the reports of the CAG and insisted on disrupting the Parliament. This is negation of democracy. If this thought process is allowed to gather momentum, that will be a grave violation of the norms of parliamentary politics.
हम जानते हैं कि सरकार बहुमत में है, इसीलिए शासन में है, और अगर थोड़ा बहुत कमी होगी तो बहुत डिपेंडेबल एलाई है इनके पास एक सीबीआई, वो इनके लिए बहुमत जुटा देगी। और चूंकि इनके पास संख्या बल है, इसलिए ये हमारा एडजमेंट मोशन भी गिरा देंगे, लेकिन संख्या बल लूट का लाइसेंस नहीं देता।
भ्रष्टाचार को समाप्त करना है और ये जो भ्रष्ट आवंटन हुए हैं कोल ब्लॉक्स के, इनको समाप्त करना है। प्रधानमंत्री जी की प्राथमिकताओं में ये कहीं नहीं था।
With this to and fro, there's clearly an economic cost attached to it. Supriya Srinath is joining us live from the newsroom in New Delhi. Supriya, what next?
It looks like this bitter political standoff in Parliament, which completely paralyzed all proceedings, both houses of Parliament, will perhaps play out in New Delhi. It gives you a sense of how politics in New Delhi will unfold. The Congress and the BJP not willing to look at each other for any cooperation, any support, and nobody is willing to give up on this cause just yet. I mean, the BJP is very certain that general elections perhaps are only 18 months away. This is a God-sent opportunity for them. The whole Anna factor has been sidelined. Ramdev is out of the picture, and why should they not oppose it, being the main opposition? So they're not willing to give up on this one just yet. Also, the government does realize that if it gives in to the demands of the opposition, it will be seen as weak and accommodating, something that obviously the Congress doesn't want to. One expects that despite the Parliament being completely paralyzed and Parliament being adjourned finally today, this political standoff will only continue. The Parliament reconvenes in the winter session. There were 5 or 6 key economic legislations: the Banking Bill, the Insurance, the Pension, the PMLA, and also the Companies Act. Some of this legislation has been waiting for the last 5 to 7 years to happen, and it looks like the wait will only continue.
Reporting from New Delhi, Supriya Srinath. Well, a day after the government kick-started the auction process with the pre-bid conference, the Telecom Commission today approved the new licensing regime that will be granted to telecom companies that participate in the upcoming 2G auctions. The Telecom Secretary spoke to ET Now's Gauri